Hello, everyone, and welcome to our SGDQ submission for 2023 Blinx the Time Sweeper race, and this will be in the all metals category. I am Lotus. I am the current record holder of the category, and alongside me, who will be racing me, is.
My name is Miku. I am the 80% world record holder for Blinx. I'm not as confident in all medals, but I've been practicing recently, and I'm hoping to get a good submission for GDQ.
And very recently, Miku himself had actually improved his PB to just 15 seconds behind the record. So, he's not far behind it. But before we begin our run, there is something that we do need to explain, and that is full diagonal movement. It could also be called full movement, fast movement, or FDM. So, if Miku would like to go ahead and explain it.
Yep, so full diagonal movement. So when you move in Blinx, Blinx has like a set slow move speed if you're moving in just a straight direction, like forward, backwards, side to side. But when you move in a diagonal direction, Blinx will gain some movement speed by itself. But the way that we modify it is that if we allow our controllers X and Y axis percentage values to reach a value of 100% when going diagonal, then Blinx will move at a speed of, I think it was 41% faster.
Yep,
and
41%.
that is crucial for getting as fast as we can and for world record runs. So if you can, if we can get that on a controller, then it's the most optimal
And
thing
this
to
is
do.
especially apparent with all medals because there are glitches available only to full movement players.
Glitches and certain jumps as well that are not achievable on like base controller.
Yep. So, with that, we are going to go ahead and get ready to start. From here, we will be recording our own commentary to explain everything that we do from our perspective. And this is why you see our current timer starting at negative 10 seconds. This is to ensure that the race is as even as possible. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and deafen myself, and then Miku will also deafen himself, and we'll be recording our own perspectives from there. But before you do deafen, let's get to our file select.
Yep.
Since our timer starts once we confirm yes on this section right here for overwriting. And then let me know when you are ready, Miku.
Yeah, 1 second. Alright, there we go. My deafen button works. I'm ready.
Alright. So with that, we will start our countdown in 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
See ya. Alright, let me bring up my notepad just to get things ready. And 3, 2, 1, and go. So to start off, we want to get this first medal that's right under here. That's the start of our first all medals run. We're going to collect the trash that's over on this right side. We want to collect about 5. There's only 3 enemies in this level, but we need 2 to get up to a point. Because usually you're supposed to use a rewind to go up this statue, but if we shoot 2 barrels like this, jump up, scale the building, there's a medal up here. Collect this medal, drop back down, and then I am just going to collect 2 more trash. Because again, we're going to do another jump for the last medal. There's 34 medals in each stage. For Times Square, there's only 3 medals in each stage. Move past the goal gate, we're going to go ahead, jump on this trash. Get this last medal right over here. And then go to the goal gate. And that's basically what all the levels are going to be like. We're not going to collect any time powers yet. We're going to wait until World 2 to do that. We specifically don't want to grab any time powers in the first level because there's like little tutorial pop-ups that show up. But now we're going to... Actually, no. My mistake. I'm thinking of any percent. So we will grab a time control power in this level. We're going to be grabbing a pause, and we're going to do a clip right here that's only possible with full diagonal movement. You move in a diagonal direction into that gate and you can clip through. So it's where we grab our paws. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move up to this hill and we're going to use our paws to scale the statue that collapses. So right over here we're going to use paws, shoot our trash, and if I can just get on the barrel, there we go. And then we got our retries. This is sort of like it's mostly unavoidable. You can avoid it, but it's just better to just get the retry there. Better to be safe than sorry. Now our last medal, we need a barrel over here, and we need to run over to this chest. And we need to shoot the chest for it to open. And that's all 3 medals. Now the next level, we're going to not collect any medals. This is because that 2 of them are locked behind a specific trash that we cannot sweep yet, because we need to sweep up a... no, sorry, we need to buy a specific sweeper that allows us to sweep up that heavy trash. So we're just going to go ahead and do this level as normal. Just doing it any % style, but we will come back to this when we get to World 4. I guess now's a good time to just sort of explain the time powers if you aren't fully aware. So at the bottom of my screen, there's 5 time logos, there's rewind, there's fast forward, there's pause, there's record, and then there's slow. You collect time powers by collecting either 3 of the same crystal plus 1 other, or collecting 4 of the same crystal. If you collected 3 plus 1, then that means you get 1 time power. If you collect all 4 of the same crystal, you get 2 of that power. Now coming up to our first boss, this is a good time for any donation incentives or just any shoutouts to GDQ. But bosses are good for getting gold. Very easy and quick. No medals in that world either. So, I can quickly explain. So rewind. Rewinds all enemies, map triggers, doors, projectiles in that time. Fast forward will double the speed of the game. Pause will pause all enemies and projectiles, but except you. Record will record a clone of Blinx for 10 seconds that you get to control, and then it rewinds back to the 10 seconds, and then you have an invincible clone that does whatever you did. And slow will slow down the speed of the game to 1/4 of the speed. There's also the retry mechanic, where if you get hit, Blinx will then fall to the ground and then can't move. I missed the medal. That's alright, I can just get this. So we need to rewind anyway, so... But what we're doing is we're going to use that jump to get to this middle. I might move it over. There we go. Okay, so for the last medal, we need this fridge. And we're not going to use the fridge until we get to that medal, because we're going to be doing a clip out of bounds. So we come up to this hill bit, come down to this little hole, then we want to move over, shoot the fridge. And I like to move to like the door part of the fridge. After every, what was it? It's 10, 20, 40 medals. We unlock more medals. There we go. So we grab these 2 trash, and we're going to be doing another clip coming up when this involves this little TV right here. But first, we want to grab this medal that's up here. Hit this button. Then come over to this, shoot that corner, and then we can just go up to this corner right here and jump. Doing this really fast, but you just run into that corner, you can just jump in, and it's just really easy to clip out. But you're going to use this cog to try and hopefully escape really fast. It's a little bit glitchy, but you kind of just have to pray that you can get out. There you go. That wasn't too bad. Could have been better, but definitely could have been a lot worse. So I'm happy about that. Then we're going to collect the fast forward here. Ideally, we'll want to have 2. So, yep. Oh, that was nice. Having 2 fast forwards here is really nice, just so then, because we're going to be using it in future stages. Come up to this. If we jump in the corner, we can actually shift through the level. There we go. And then I'm going to grab another rewind. But not yet. If I grabbed 2 rewinds there, it would have overrated one of my fast forwards. This is because Blinx default only has room for 3 time controls. This comes into play later when we can buy upgrades in the shop. One of those upgrades being time control holders. We don't want to go into the shop until World 3, so right now our main objective is just trying to get as much money as we can. One of the big things about Blinx is getting a large amount of money so that we can buy a lot of stuff in the shop that'll make the game go a lot faster. See, that was one of the first stages with 4 prizes. It's a bit random, and with each prize that we unlock, a little movie. So after the next 10, we'll get another movie, and then after that, I think it's 40. Alright, our next jump here, we just want to hold up left. We skip a green Chrono Blob, but we actually will come back to it eventually. Now, I'm hoping for a fast forward here. This is also one of the levels where we used to have to skip this because you need a water sweeper initially to get the medals, but because we're able to use trash to get ourselves out of bounds, we can actually get all of the medals right now, which saves roughly around like 3 minutes. So we're going to grab all the gold here. And then I'm going to try and hit this roulette. That guy almost hit me, I got a bit scared. Grab the sparrow. Now this wagon is going to be really important for us to clip out of bounds. So we want to come up to this wall. That looks good, so we kind of just want to... I might have to move it closer. So you want to... So that little wagon, like, wheelbarrow thing. There we go. You want, like, the handle of the wagon to be in the wall, somewhat halfway. But doing so allows us to get out of the map, and we just have to jump back in. Here we go. Here's another clip. It's a little bit tricky. You have to run at an angle and then change your camera. And there we go. That's all the medals. And then we've got our 2 enemies left. So we got the Corrupper that's up here. And then we got our last green Chrono Blob that we're just going to shoot our bomb and then use a fast forward. I'm going to grab the last remaining gold here. I think I got all of them. Yeah. But yeah, those 2 out of bounds. So you need a heavy sweeper and then you need a water sweeper for 2 of them. But thanks for Lotus, I think, who originally found those out of bounds clips, we're able to skip buying those sweepers and coming back. We still buy the water sweeper and the heavy sweeper later on in the run, but that's not until much later, and we don't need to backtrack. So there's only one level that we need to backtrack for, which is much better than like the 5 or something that we needed to do before. So this is another boss. So yeah, like I said before, all bosses are a good place for donation incentives and like shoutouts. Oh, a little bit too late on that. Now we're going to start off the stage. Because we got extra fast forwards, we can actually use a fast forward here. Hit all the enemies. We like to use fast forwards in areas where there's a lot of time needed to kill monsters. So basically, we want to just eliminate monsters as quickly as we can. Whether that is just prioritizing it or using a trash to kill it in one shot. If we can't do that, fast forwards is a great way to try and at least make up for that time. Oh, I actually did want to fast forward, which is really nice. So the fast forward would be very useful for the next stage, where, you know, as I was explaining, there's a lot of downtime that we need to account for. Oh my goodness. Giving me all the fast forwards. Alright. So, our medals are all basically in the same location. So there's one here. There's one up here where you usually need a heavy sweep to sweep it up. But we can actually just go on top of that. What was it called? Yeah, the 16-ton weight, and we can just go ahead and jump on it and sweep, because the hitbox of the medal is pretty close. And this is where we were actually going to make our first shop visit. And we're going to be buying a sweeper pack and a time control holder. So the sweeper pack allows us to... Sorry, I'm just going to take a drink. So the sweeper pack allows us to hold 10 trash instead of 5 maximum. And the time control holder allows us to hold 1 extra time control. It's a good amount of gold that we have, which is really nice. This is 4,200 in all medals is usually what we want. Because we want to go to the shop and we want to make another big purchase in World 4. This is where we'll buy our new sweeper. But yeah, this is one of the stages where it's kind of the scariest, because it is possible. One of the clips that we're about to do is going to be really was kind of scary. It's possible that we can like soft lock ourselves out and we have to restart the level. So yeah, we're going to be using a fast forward here after I sweep up some trash. Use a fast forward, sweep up some trash. Now I want to pick up this fridge first, there we go. Once again, we're going to be using the fridge to clip ourselves. Now if you wanted to grab some fast forwards, you can. But I'm thankfully pretty stocked up right now. I'm actually going to shoot that, I don't need that. Now before we deal with this last monster, there's the metal hiding away over here. Now, we need to make sure I'm at the right angle because we're going to clip through this wall. Alright. Trying to buffer through. Alright. There we go. So I was pausing there just to like go frame by frame. Because if you don't do it quick enough, you can fall through the floor. I forgot. I might have forgotten to bring it. Oh no, I didn't. Never mind. I forgot that the metal is not in the chest. So I'm just moving this fridge. You need to move it a little bit to the right. If you move it too much to the right, you can... Oh, I might need to come back a little. Now it needs to go forward. There we go. So when you go into 16-ton weights, they're hollow. But it's just clipping into it. That's the bit, like the hard part. There we go. Now this room's a bit of a pain in the butt. Mulguns can be a bit annoying with their pathing. But you basically just gotta wait for them to be under you. Oh. Gotta get this Karappa. So we want to try and get 2 pauses. Not 2 pauses, 2 records. No records here, it's alright. Get some in the next stage. Oh, actually. Never mind, I didn't see the retry. But we did want to get a record there if we could. But the next stage is also a really good way to get it. Now, I really hope my batteries don't die in the middle of this run. I do have a cord here that I can plug my controller in if it happens. But I'm going to I'm just going to wait out my batteries. I'm pretty sure it should be alright. I'll definitely know for sure because the controller will definitely, it will tell me. I mean, not the controller. The game will say, hey, your controller disconnected. But enough about that. So, we're gonna collect some of this trash, and we're gonna try and get a rewind along the way. Just one. We want to ideally end this level with 1 rewind and 2 records. So here's our first medal. And then we're just gonna drop down. And this is where we're gonna use our fast forward. Basically scaling up the mountain again. And we're going to use this time to sweep out all the trash that we need. We need at least 9. And then we're just going to run up, shoot this octoballoon. Shoot this too, look back, shoot it, and then we just go through this room. Now we don't need to worry about medals anymore for this stage. That I'm sure of. I'm pretty sure I grabbed the silver medal. So this is where I can grab my record. There was a record crystal back there, but I'm gonna try and bank that these next 2 enemies will drop them. So we shoot the bomb into the Karoppa's mouth right there. Now we hope that we get a green crystal. If not, I will just grab one of the things up here. If we don't get 2 records here, then we can just get another one in 4-1. So the level after this boss. Now so the record's important because there's a funny little glitch that we're going to be doing with the boss gold. So, when a boss dies, it will spurt out a certain amount of gold. But after that, if we use a record before it spurts out the gold, then after the record ends, the game duplicates the gold that it comes out of it. So instead of the boss dropping, let's say 700 gold, if we were to use a record and then make the boss spurt out the gold, it will spurt out 1400. So this is what we're going to do. Use a record, have the boss spurt out all its gold, and then when it rewinds back, it'll play the death animation again. But this time, it will spurt out more gold, and we're just going to go under it. It's going to be loud, so 1500 gold, that's a good amount. Anything above 1300 is pretty good. This jump right here is not possible to do without full diagonal movement, so that's a big help for us. Now, so our water spirit enemy, he takes 6 hits to kill, so what we're going to do is we're going to place that bomb there so then it explodes all these other bombs. I think I missed, so I need to shoot him twice. Usually with that setup, you can just shoot him once with 1 bomb, and then it'll turn into his little other form. Little dragon form. So the water spirit just takes 6 hits to get rid of its form, and then 1 to get rid of its normal dragon form. I'm going to collect some of this gold. There's a medal under here that we need to grab. Oh, don't forget the star piece. Different gold shapes have different gold values. So some are more valuable than others. There's this medal right behind me. Gotta grab that. Alright, thanks game. Ideally I want 4 bombs here, but I can make do. Sorry, I can get some more here. Shoot a bomb down there. I'm gonna hope that it kills them. Oh. This is where we can get a record here, so that's really nice. So I'm gonna grab 2 records. Wasting a little bit of time, but I mean, it's whatever. Better to be safe than sorry. Oh, can't forget this medal. I'm hoping I don't forget any medals during this playthrough. So I got the one at the start, the one under. Yep, I got all 4. So after this is where we're gonna make our next shop visit. This is where our big one. So we need at least 5,500 gold. We have way more than that, which is really nice. We actually have a lot more gold than in my PB. So that's gonna help us not having to get as much gold. So, for our first medal, we're going to be using this big trash that's over here. Thanks to the heavy sweeper, we can now sweep it up now. But before we do that, I'm just going to deal with these enemies down here. We're going to shoot this big trash, jump up here, get this yellow medal. Now it's important now that we need to get fast forward crystals. We need 2 fast forward crystals. 2 fast forward time controls, sorry. And then we're going to do another call record setup. So what we're going to do, we're going to shoot this bomb first. It's going to hit that red cropper. We're going to use a record, shoot that big trash. It's going to hit the octoballoon. Shoot the big bomb into the cropper's mouth. Shoot the super bomb over here. Shoot the super bomb at the wall, and then activate the gatekeeper. So by the time the gatekeeper will become vulnerable to attack, the bomb will explode. It's a bit fast, but it saves us so much time. Alright, we're going to shoot this big trash here. We're going to use it to jump over that door eventually, but before we do that, we need to grab a little medal. Also, I need to shoot a super bomb over there. Get that medal, and then there's one over here. Now, I don't really need this big trash anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to use a fast forward to shield ourselves from a damage, and then we're going to sweep up these 4 trash. Now I'm hoping there's more fast forward crystals, but it would be really nice for 4-3, sorry. Unfortunate, but it's alright. We got the medal, that's the most important thing. So, as you can see on my splits, it says 1-3 revisit. So this is where we have the heavy sweeper, and we're going to go back and do that level again. We also, one of them we need the heavy sweeper for both these medals that were stuck, but we needed a fast forward because there's a pedestal, there's like a trampoline pedestal thing that's only activatable by fast forward. Kind of like a weird time puzzle. But yeah, these 16-ton weights that I'm picking up right now, these do 3 damage, which means they can kill any monster that has 3 health. So I guess I should explain. So the small trash will deal 1 damage, so these little like barrels, and then there's the heavy trash that'll deal 2 damage, and then the 16-ton weight that deals 3 damage. The super bombs deal 2 damage, so they're really good because they explode in an AoE. You see, is really helpful in those later levels where there's a lot of enemies cluttered up. But there we go. That is our last level we need to revisit, and now I can go back on track to 4-3. So having an extra fast forward here would have been nice. But one of the things about Blinx is that time crystals are random in the sense that the amount that are dropped is always determined from each monster, but the crystals that do drop are not. I'm actually gonna grab, I really want to grab the, yep, there we go. I'll waste a little bit of time. We can get 2 fast forwards here now. But before we do that, I'm actually gonna shoot a bomb over that hill. There we go. You can see that I hit those 2 red croppers. That is planned because we are going to go back and hit them. So we're going to use a fast forward to run ourselves back over to the mountain. And then I'm going to use another fast forward here. Get ourselves to 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There There we go. Usually in 90% we like to just use a fast forward when we get to the base of the mountain to deal with that whatchamadoogie, those enemies. Alright, we need a pause here. Oh, didn't mean to shoot. Just one's fine, so I'm fine with that. We're just basically looking to have maybe 2 rewinds, 1 fast forward, 1 pause, 1 record. Pause is just going to be useful for World 5. There's a lot of things that we need to pause for. Otherwise we're unable to get those medals without maybe sacrificing a retry. Here we go. So we go back to these croppers, shoot a bomb in the mouth and they will just die instantly. Usually they have 3 health, and shooting a bomb into the mouth it deals 2 damage, but because we shot a bomb at them earlier to deal 1 damage, then they were susceptible to a insta-kill bomb shot. There we go. I'm just paranoid right now. I'm trying not to... Just trying to remember if I got all the medals. So yeah, the blue, the white. Yep, that's right. Oh, I missed the goal gate. There we go. Coming up onto our 4th boss, which is a revision of the first boss, just a little bit harder. I guess now's a good time to explain sort of like the version differences. So what we're playing on right now is the Platinum Hits, or the Japanese version, and with the Japanese and the Platinum Hits version, it's different to the original version because there are monsters that have changed, health differences with bosses. This is one of the bosses that doesn't change, but yeah. Basically all of Forgotten City was nerfed in the Platinum Hits because it was a very big difficulty spike. Just for like newer players and stuff. But the main thing, yeah, is just enemy placements have changed, so they're not as brutal, and health of of time bosses. Most notably, World 6 and World 7s. Alright, well, I messed up on that one. I kind of just side flipped on accident. That's just one of the things about Blinx, really. He'll just side flip if you hit the jump button and the directional stick too fast. Alright, I'm just hoping for a rewind. There's no rewind. That's alright. Alright. Our first model in this world is right over here by this ramp. Like this. We're going to use a small trash and then get those 2 big trash. We're going to shoot that small trash over to boost ourselves up and use these big trash to climb ourselves up. I mean, use the small trash to climb ourselves up, use the big trash to take out the time monsters. This is where we're going to use our pause, and then we need to get another one later on. So we come up this hill, jump up here, and then usually the statue collapses. We can actually use it to jump ourselves back up to get that medal quickly. We're going to use this pillar again, or this like coal heater, I think that's what it is, to jump up here. This allows us to get an early hit on the octo balloon. I'm going to try and get a pause here if I can. There's 4 enemies in here, so the chances of them dropping 1 pause crystal is quite high. But again, not impossibly low. See, like I'm kind of just... getting the short end of the stick. Alright, but we're going to use a rewind now. I'm going to use a rewind to stop these enemies and pick up these pieces. Mainly we use a rewind just because we want to sweep up those golem pieces. Because when we do, the golem pieces are worth 100 gold each. I want to pause, but I guess the game decides no. I don't think so. If not, there's always the next level. That's so sad. It's not the end of the world. Just trying to think. First, yeah, we got off. So there's only 3 medals in World 5 in every level. Prize 11. But yeah, we basically just skip all the the cutscenes, since we have the ability to do so. Alright, we're gonna grab ourselves our 3 super bombs. Ooh. 3 super bombs and a time holder. Now, I'm gonna grab this big trash, shoot this octo balloon. Now I'm waiting for this Molgon. There we go, that's a good sign. So I wanted to have the Molgon make a sound because I wanted to time this shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a record, shoot a bomb there. I also missed one of the medals, so I do need to go back and grab it. 10 monsters means we got all the monsters with the Molgon down there, so that means it's really good. So we're going to deal with the rest of the enemies up here. We're going to use a heavy trash on this yellow chrono blob. No big trash, so we're just going to have to shoot at a little boy at this spiker. But there we go. That's literally all the enemies dead. I'm going to grab 2 pauses here, if I can. I'm going to grab this fast forward. I'm going to see if I can grab any. Alright, this is where we want to use a pause. Oh. So we go through the spike gate. Then we jump onto this big barrel. Jump up to this little pedestal. Grab the medal. So I need to remember, I still need to grab that medal. So you're supposed to sweep up the medal when you're going up those barrels. You're supposed to sweep up the medal. So I'm gonna go back. So I just need a rewind. An extra rewind would be nice, but... So what we're going to do... Jump on the barrel. Sweep up. I'm going to grab a rewind here as well, just to be sure. And we're pretty good right now. The only time controls that we need in the next level, it's maybe like 3 fast forwards and 2 rewinds. I'm going to use 1 rewind in the next level. But we're not going to use fast forwards in this level, we're going to use it for the boss. But it's important just to be stocked and ready. I'm going to suck up these 2 pieces. I'm not going to use a rewind here, we're just going to let him spawn. Oh. Hold on, I need a... There we go. Oh. Thought I was aiming at the spiker. It's alright. So we're gonna grab this heavy trash over here. We can get a free rewind in here. Sorry, I always mess up my words when it comes to saying rewind for some reason. It's a hard word to say really fast. Okay, so our first medal, very easy to miss. Right above here. Then we're just going to deal with these 2 enemies. This is where we'll use our rewind. I actually might grab that. There we go. So we need 2 small trash and a big trash. Then we're going to use our rewind. Alright, that's good. So we use our rewind to bring the Molgon back up. And to stop the golem from spawning. Then we're going to go use this fridge. We're going to shoot it in the corner. Then shoot the small trash, land on the button to activate these platforms. We can use this fridge to jump up here, grab this little cheeky metal. Gonna use the wall, there we go. So, use the pause again. We're gonna grab this metal and this big log. Then we're going to use the big logs to kill these 2 tier 2 enemies. Now, I'm actually going to grab this record here. We only need it for 6-2, but it's really nice again, just being ready. Having that on hand. And that is going to be the end of World 5. Use that fridge there to jump up to this little corner. Use this big trash, deal the enemy, boom. Now, we're going to be using 2 fast forwards and a rewind in this boss, which is going to heavily negate his main gimmick. So the main gimmick of this boss is that you shoot it and then it will spawn 3 little minion balls. But if we use a rewind, it will actually stop them from spawning. So we're going to use a fast forward, run up to this little corner. Then use a rewind. He only takes 5 hits, so we just need to make sure we just get as many hits as we can during the rewind. Then we're going to use a fast forward once again. He will spawn his balls, but then by the time it does that, it's already too late. Oh, I missed the gold pickup there. So you're supposed to stand on top of like this corpse to get all the gold, but I missed it just slightly. We're going to use another fast forward here. Grabbing 9 trash, or 8. Using that 8 trash to take care of the combustor. Then our last one for that guy. I think someone's knocking on the door. Cannot answer it right now. Need to get this metal. Need to then get this red metal. Then I need to sweep up this 16-ton weight. Shoot this chest, and then there we go. That's all our metal's done. Now it's just getting through to getting through the level as quick as I can. Now we're going to jump up. Use the 16-ton weight on the purple chrono blob because it has 3 HP. Now we need to wait for him to come back up. And I'm going to grab a fast forward and a rewind. I'm going to grab some trash here actually. Oh, I missed that trash. It's alright. I missed. There we go. Grab a bomb. Now we're going to use a bomb over here. Get this last switch. Collect these 2 more bombs, and then maybe some fast forwards. There we go. Shoot that fella. So in World 6, there's only 3 medals in each one. Again, World 7 will have 4 in every single one, and then World 8 will have 3, I think. For this shop visit, I'm going to grab a time holder and 5 super bombs. Then we're immediately going to shoot it at the start. Come up to this step. Shoot it at the door, then run. There we go. I got the chronoblob through the door. We can jump around that door with full diagonal movement. Then we're going to use a fast forward. Oh, nice. Usually I don't get that, those bombs to shoot really quickly. Actually, hold on. I'm going to jump. Then we're going to use our super bombs to take out this combustosaur, then shoot it. We drop back down. Now, I should have waited to shoot that super bomb a little bit later, just so then I could have gone past it. But it's not the biggest deal. Use that 16-ton weight on that guy. And there we go. So the reason we're not using so many super bombs, like, so if I were to save super bombs and trash, it's because when we save trash and ammo, it gives us a refund back of that item. So for normal trash, it's like 10%. It's like not very much. But for ammo, like super bombs and spike bullets, they actually give you half the amount back. Because when you bulk buy items, you get a 30% discount if you buy one of the same items. So right here. So these 2 super bombs, 500. They're supposed to be 1,000, but because of a 30% discount, it's now 850. And if we bring back a super bomb, each super bomb we bring back is 250 gold. So you can imagine that if we bring back 4 super bombs, when we bought 4, we've only really spent, I think it was 500 gold, 550 gold. Which is very, just incredible value. Using 4 bombs for the price of 1 is just very good. Now we're going to jump over this door. Why does that not work when I want to do it? There we go. The one time I think I've had that mess up on me. So the next 2 medals are past this door. But what we're going to do first... Oh. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to shoot that guy before the rewind. Then you use the super bomb. Deal with all those enemies. Then I'm going to open that chest again, because we rewinded it. So it's closed again, but we can get extra gold. Boom. That's a lot of fast forwards that I want to grab. And I kind of want to grab this pause. Jump up here. Damn it. That's alright. I would rather use the car on this Octobloon because the hitbox is not as wonky. There we go. Drop down. And then we're just going to run across. Then we're just going to go ahead and jump down. Wasting a little bit of time, but it's just making sure that I get everything correct. There we go. 6-3 done. For this boss, we're going to be purchasing 2 super bombs, and we're going to be doing that same money duplication glitch again. Except we're going to be... depending on how much money I have, we might not have to triple dupe it. I might triple dupe it anyway. Just better to be safe than sorry, really. So we buy our 2 super bombs, head to the boss. We immediately want to use a fast forward and wait for him to shoot 1 piece of trash. Because this boss has 5 health, we can only do 4 health with the super bombs. There we go. So what we're going to do, we're going to wait for him to get back up. Shoot him behind. There we go. We wait for all the gold to spurt out. Now that's our double dupe done. For us to triple dupe, we have to time it so that we jump off the edge as he's spurting the gold. So, jump off the edge now. This will waste a retry, but getting an extra 1,000 gold for a life is actually not that bad. There we go, 3,400. I'm gonna grab this record. The next level is very record heavy. Well, not the next level, but like the next world. There we go. So we're gonna go back to the shop, and we're gonna buy 4 super bombs. Wait, did I buy 4? I meant to buy 3. Whoopsies, that's not what we want. We wanted to buy 3. Well, that's a little blunder right there. Oh well. It just means that I'm just gonna save the last super bomb. There we go. We position that shot right. We can get all the enemies hit. There's a medal over here that I'm going to try and grab if the barrels don't want to get in the way. We're going to shoot the bomb. It's going to kill all those enemies there, being on that button, and we're just going to skate over to the door. Shoot a super bomb. It's going to kill all the enemies except these last 2. Now I want to grab another record. 1, 1, 2. Getting this relay gold's going to be super nice. Oh, before I hit the button, I actually need to go back and get a medal. So it's just over on this left side right here. Right over here. So it's 3 out of 4. The last medal is going to be past this door. It's important that we do not miss a medal, otherwise we cannot go back. There we go. We got the last medal's just over here. There we go. Now we are set on time controls. Now, the next stage, we like to dub it as Showstopper. Because usually in a run, if we mess up this level, that's usually it for the run. We use like 2 records in this as well. But there's a lot of time controls we use on the stage. So there's 2 records, one pause, sorry, and 1 fast forward. It's kind of crazy, but it is one of the most satisfying levels to complete. So what we do, we start off, jump, record, shoot a bomb here. We're going to use that to duplicate it. Jump over this wall, and then we're going to aim that bomb over there so that it hits those 2 enemies. There is another variant that Lotus does, but I like to do this one because it's a lot easier to pull off. We're going to use this car because I want to jump up here. Now we need to move quickly because there's we spawned at the gatekeeper. Now we use the record to jump through this gate. There we go. That bomb will explode and kill the spike, or not kill the spike, it'll damage it. Oh. I might be able to get another hit on it. We basically get the spiker to go over here. I wonder if that's going to hit. If not, I don't mind wasting a bomb for that one. Oh, I want that fast forward. Damn it. Alright, we're going to use a pause. Shoot that spiker. And then we have to use a fast forward here. Now, having another pause here would be really helpful to get through that spike gate, but we can get away. We can get through it with a fast forward. So just wait. Run through it diagonally. There we go. That was very lucky. I'm very glad I got that. Now there is one medal that I do need to grab. It is the red medal. Grab this fast forward while I'm at it too. Need a lot of fast forwards for the World 7 boss. So I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna grab this. Gonna grab this red barrel here if I can. I'm gonna use it to go back up. Go. So we have the first medal near the spike door, the one. Yep, I think that's. And because we shot that trash over at that Dust Turret and Octoballoon before, we can just shoot this guy over, it's going to explode both, and then boom. Now, I'm hoping I grabbed all 4 medals, but I'm pretty sure I did. Yep. I'm like replaying it in my head. I do have a tendency to forget where the medals are, as I'm not very used to playing all medals. But now we're past that level, so I feel a lot more confident now. Not world record levels of speed, but I think it's enjoyable. Haven't messed up too bad, so I call this a win. So, we're going to start off the stage grabbing a log. Shoot this guy, and while we're waiting for it to recover, we're going to shoot him again. He kind of fell down, which sucks, but now we just have... It would take a little bit longer for this gate to open, because he has to land and then fly back up towards gate. We're going to hit this roulette. Supposed to get gold there, but oh well. We're going to use another record here. Use a record. 2 super bombs, that's going to hit all the enemies there. And there we go. Nice. We dealt with all the enemies there, which is really nice. I'm gonna jump back so that I don't get hit by the super bomb. So this gatekeeper now has 2 HP, 1 HP. Now I'm gonna shoot the super bomb on purpose because we're gonna do a glitch. Basically like I think it's called the invisible gatekeeper glitch. But what essentially happens is that with this glitch, we basically kill the gatekeeper, but the game doesn't know that it actually is dead, so the animation will play. But the game code will know for sure that it is dead, and we can move through the level. I kind of want another record. And we got on fast forwards, we just need pauses. So 2 pauses will be really nice. So, super bomb. Shoot this octoballoon. So that didn't work because the gatekeeper fell into the lake. So this is going to be a lot of time loss, unfortunately. But I guess what we can do is that we can kill this spiker early, that's behind the gatekeeper. And yeah, when it falls in the water, it has a kind of a long cooldown before it can come back out. Now, let's hope that we can get a pause. Let's see. They're always in the worst places, aren't they? Now, alright, let's try and bank for this. Oh! Oh, okay, we can grab it. Damn it. I want to grab one more fast forward, even though I'm just wasting a lot of time here. Helps out a lot. There's our last medal. We're going to use this little steam tank thing to jump up. Now, we're going to buy our first set of spike bullets to deal with this boss before we use super bombs, because they deal 2 damage, but spike bullets deal 2 damage as well. They're also 100 gold cheaper, but they're just, you know, they're only able to hit 1 enemy. But it is essential that we get spike bullets for this boss in particular. It will speed up the process immensely. I will be triple duping this boss as well, just because I have messed up on gold collection. So we want to stand on this pedestal. The boss basically just goes under you and shoots you. The way we deal with this is that we just shoot the boss, use a fast forward, go to the next pillar. Oh, that was close. There we go. That's basically what happens if you don't position yourself correctly after using the pillar. Now might be a good time to get a rewind. So you want 2 rewinds by the end of the World 8. But getting it early is not a bad idea. Here we go. 1. We're going to dupe him. Going to jump into the water to... This basically just makes it so the record ends early. And we're just going to do the same thing again to get the triple dupe. 1, 2. Better to be safe than sorry. But this gold will allow us to buy a new sweeper that we need for World 8. Some super bombs. Apparently that was a gold split? I'm not sure why. Alright, so we go back to World 6 shop. We buy ourselves 4 super bombs and a what's it called? A water sweep. I forgot what it was called there. So, for our first medal, we have to sweep up to this chain and carry ourselves over, but now we can just... And then I like to go into the corner, wait for this octoballoon to go the furthest distance. Now we need... What do we need? We need some pauses and some fast forwards, basically. We're all set on this stage, it's more so the next stages that I'm worried about. So we gotta step on this button, because the full duration, because there is a medal at the bottom, and then we just gotta run down there quickly and grab it. Usually in 80% we just run past this. There we go, so... Oh, watch out for hash browns. We're gonna use a pause, shoot that little heavy trash, because we don't actually need it yet. We're going to place that super bomb into position, which is going to damage that spiker. So it has 2 HP, and that typhoon to have no HP. It's a very dangerous area of the game. Alright. Fast forward here would be nice. There we go. And a pause here as well. Wasting a little bit of time here, but it's just, you know, I don't want to... Oh, before I do that, I actually do need to grab this last medal that's over here. I always tend to forget that this medal's over here. Probably my most forgettable medal. So we're going to use a record here. We're going to hopefully try and do this right. So what I did was a record abuse glitch. So when you go into a goal gate with the record, it doesn't check the ammo in the record clone's sweeper. It checks for the ammo that was before, like in the original Blinx sweeper. So we can essentially use all of our super bombs and then get into the goal gate, and then it won't actually register that we used the super bombs. Saves time. Really nice. It's like 10 seconds. Very hard trick to pull off though. The timing for it's really very just short. Alright, there is a medal here that we need to grab. That is locked behind fire. Can only usually get it with a fire sweeper, but we can actually... Oh, okay. I didn't actually expect to get that. Really nice. I thought I was out of range for that one. I'm actually going to grab these 2 pauses. And then use a fast forward, because we're going to use the super bomb to damage these enemies. Now this is a good area to get time controls, if we need any. Comes to mind first is records. I'm just thinking, yeah, I'll get one. There we go. We're going to use a pause here. And then we're going to jump to this button. We're going to jump over here, shoot that super bomb over there. And then we're going to grab these 2 pieces. Let's see if he drops any fast forward pieces. He did. Oh, I'm gonna use a fast forward here. Yeah, those 2 medals are quite annoying to get. Oh, pardon me. So I'm hoping for 2 fast forwards here. I'm sure that a fast forward will drop over here. Yeah, we're going to use a pause though, to avoid the death of, or to avoid getting hit by these Tesla coils. And it helps to sweep up the golem pieces and deal with this combustor saw. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. There we go. Wanted an extra fast forward there, but that's not a problem at all.
What? Yahoo!
We actually saved about 25 seconds there, I think, from my PB, which is actually pretty cool. Alright, now our last normal stage of the game. We're going to buy 3 super bombs, and that's it. Now it's important that we needed a record before we entered the stage, because we're going to do a really cool record setup. So, shoot that bomb, it's going to hit all 4 enemies. Shoot the super bomb over there, it's going to shoot those 2 enemies. And then we place the bomb here, right at this gear, and it's going to then explode later and kill all 4 of those enemies again. So we do not have to go down there. This is a good place to get pauses. Actually, I might grab a pause here, just because it'll be nice and easy. So what we do is, go up to here, grab this metal, use a pause, jump down, grab this metal. Pause isn't very important here. You don't need it, but it just helps out really so much, just because there's like so many moving like hazards in the stage that having the pause is just easier on yourself. I'm gonna grab another fast forward here. Use another pause. This time we're going to be using it to get all the golem pieces. Once again, not needed, but why not, since it's just easier to do and just much, you know, it's just fast. It's fast and easy, basically. Now, if I don't grab... Alright, so I am going to mess up this time control, because I actually do need to get some records. Shoot that guy. I need 2 records, because we're going to be doing some more record abusing. In the... Not this boss, but the boss after that, in the boss rush section. I'll explain later when we get to it, but it's going to save us around maybe, I think it's like 15 to 20 seconds from what we did previously. It should be good.
What? Yahoo!
So, when we get to this boss, we want to have at least 2 rewinds, minimum. Fast forwards just help a lot. Having 2 or 3 fast forwards just makes this boss so much easier to deal with. So the way that this boss works, the one that we're coming up with, is that he will roll at us. The rolls that he does is RNG. Yeah, it's random RNG, so we kind of just have to hope he'll only roll once and then go to his normal form. So what he'll do, he'll roll, go up to the middle of the map, and then drop down, and then we're able to get a hit on him. Now, it's the same thing with the World 5 boss, where if we do hit him normally, he will spawn out his three little minions, except in this time, in this boss, it works a bit differently in that if his minions do spawn, he will not be vulnerable to attack until we deal with all 3 minions, but we're using a rewind here. We're basically stopping them from spawning, and then we're just getting the best chances of being able to hit him as quickly as we can. So there, we're already down to half HP. Now we don't have a fast forward, but once again, it's not needed. The rewinds are the most important part. So after we did this next hit on him, is then he'll go into his aggressive phase. Now this helps as well, because if his minions were present, he'd be in his aggressive phase, and we'd have to deal with his minions first, but we can just hit him straight away. Here we go, our last rewind. So we jump, hit him. So instead of going to his ball, he'll jump, and we just hit him again. And then we're just going to go ahead and go into the goal gate. Now, for the boss rush, we will be purchasing 10 spike bullets. One of the biggest things why we play Platinum Hits as well is because there is a bug in the original version where if you were to take ammo into the boss rush and you were to go to the next boss after this, then you would not carry over your spike bullets. So, there's 4 bosses in the boss rush. It's the 4 harder versions of the bosses. So we start off with the Dust King, which is World 4. Then we got the Hydrasaur, which is World 7. Actually, oh no, I messed that up. Sugar. That's alright. So what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to shoot a spike bullet, then a normal trash, and then you use a record and use a spike bullet, and then quickly jump to the goal gate. But it's not too bad. The only reason why we do that is because we like to save time on Karagon. That's like the main reason why we do these record strats. So yeah, the boss rush goes World 4 boss, World 7 boss, World 6 boss, and then World 8 boss. Now we don't have fast forwards for this one, so we can't make this one go really quick. But I will show the power of the spike bullets. And again, during this boss rush, this is one of the best times to get so much time for donation incentives and just shoutouts. Because the boss rush itself is basically like 4 minutes long. It's like 4 minutes 30 seconds, 5 minutes long. So we have so much just to talk about in that time. So here's what we're going to use a record. We're not going to money dupe. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to wait for this goal gate to open. And now, usually we would only have 4 spike bullets for this fight, but we're going to have 5. If we did it correctly for Dust King, the first boss in this boss rush, we would have 6 spike bullets here, which would help. So what we do, here's what we do. So we run over. Actually, I'm going to wait for him to. So shoot a piece of trash. Gotta do that. I'm gonna grab these rewinds. I guess this means I don't have to grab a record, which is nice. Because during this thing, if we had the 6 spike bullets, I would have had to grab a record. But since we already have one, we don't need to worry about that. So this is the hard part. Need to use a record, jump up, shoot behind him. And the timing for this is really fast, so we just have to get into the goal gate as quick as we can. You see that little bar? We only had that much time to get into the goal gate. If we didn't do that, then we would have been rewinded back, and we would have had to wait like 10-12 seconds. But yeah, now we can only hope that this boss is really nice to us. We're just gonna hit like that. We're going to use a fast forward again. Now, I'm actually going to grab our first slow of the run, because we're going to need to grab it eventually in the final boss. See, look, he did a second roll, he did a third roll. It's kind of just a little bit annoying, but not much you can do, really. Wait for him to again. Just a lot of waiting. The boss rush itself is not really my favorite part of the run, just because kind of just following a script here in the sense that we know exactly what's going to happen. It's kind of just like a waiting game. There's not really much wrong that can happen, except for my case with the Dust King, which I mean we probably only lost like 5-10 seconds. Which is not the end of the world. Now we go into the goal gate. So for the final boss, we are going to grab ourselves 10 spike bullets. We only need a maximum of like 6 or 5 technically, but having the extra spike bullets doesn't help. I mean, doesn't hurt. So this boss has 4 phases. He's got his solo phase, then he's got his duo phase, then he's got his aggressive phase, and then he's got his vulnerable phase. So we just skip through the solo phase. Basically what happens is that he'll go to those corners and he'll try to shoot bombs. That's when he's vulnerable. That's when you want to shoot. So like this, that's basically what we're doing. We're basically shooting the spike bullets before he can start his animation of shooting the bombs. Now we're onto the aggressive phase. We're able to get here so quickly because of the spike bullets doing 2 damage each. So now, this is the part of the boss fight where we need to activate every single time control once. The time control drops are random, so we can only hope that we get good RNG here. But the way that we can get our time crystals to drop and not have to worry about this guy using a time power on us, we basically stun lock him. And I see a lot of rewinds, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab those. And I see fast forwards, so he's going to use a pause, but we can actually counter that with our own time power. I'm going to grab a record here. Careful not to get blown up. I only need to record, some pauses. This slows the... Oh, is that a pause? That's not a pause. This is the annoying part of the run. Like, there's one more crystal that we need to get, but... if not, I need to... yeah, I need to grab this slow. Basically, we're just gonna wait for these, crystals. There we go. At least we get sub 120. There we go, so the timer will stop when we get the last hit on Chronohorn. So we move up to the left and time. And that is my submission for GDQ for Blinx the Time Sweeper. All medals, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this gets through. And thank you for watching.